That's a good toe tapper, isn't it, from George Michael and Faith. Just coming up to 20 minutes to 1 this Tuesday afternoon. Now, it's very likely that either you or someone you know has had laser eye surgery over the past few years. Laser eye surgeon and Professor of Ophthalmology Dan Reinstein is a pioneer in this field of eye surgery. Jenny Kendall Tobias spoke to him earlier, and she began by asking him if reading glasses really are now a thing of the past.
Yes, in fact, it's been some time since we've been able to do laser eye surgery to correct reading vision as well. But because only certain lasers can do it, there's confusion still about this fact. So in the past, in the very beginning, laser eye surgery was only for correcting distance vision. And if you were over the age of 40, then after your laser eye surgery, you'd still need reading glasses. And I developed a procedure called laser blended vision. We started it in 2003. We kind of finished developing it in 2005. And Carl Zeiss, one of the laser manufacturers, they implemented it into their laser in 2009. So it's been around for some time now.
So what difference will this make to people, this surgery?
I mean, the impact on people's lives is it's unmeasurably high. Because when you think about it, take someone who's never worn glasses their whole life, and then in their 40s they start needing reading glasses because of the natural process of the aging of the eye. They've gone from being able to think that they want to do something to just doing it. Like, I want to see what's on that, who's calling me on my cell phone. They pick up the cell phone, and they look at it, and they see who's calling them. What happens once you reach the 40s and the aging eye thing is you pick up the phone, and then you think, oh, where are my glasses? Now, they might be on the desk, in which case you can reach over and put them on and see, or they might be across the room, or they might be upstairs. And so suddenly, your entire existence, which is anything from that's within arm's reach, is now out of focus. Your food is out of focus. You don't know how much salt you've put on your food. Everything is out of focus up close, and now you have an intermediate step interrupting the flow of anything you want to do.
And there are those people who have different glasses for different situations. I mean, some people are driven mad by the number of different glasses they've got and to be worn in conjunction with contact lenses, that sort of thing.
That's right. Because glasses and contact lenses, unless they're very focal, but not everybody can get used to those, glasses and contact lenses focus light to a point. So you have distance glasses because they focus light to infinity. You have your near glasses because they focus light at 33 centimeters. And you've got your computer glasses, which focus light to 110 centimeters. And the beauty of the way laser blended vision works is that it doesn't work on the same principle as glasses or contact lenses. What we're doing is, instead of focusing light to a point, which is the traditional way, we focus the light over a zone. And so it's called, the photographic technical term is increasing the depth of field, the depth of focus. And by doing that, more is in focus over a range of distances.
So, as far as technology is concerned, what exactly do you do to increase that depth of focus?
As far as technology is concerned, it's exactly the same technology, like the same laser that has corrected 35 million eyes around the world. The procedure that we know as laser eye surgery. What's different about it is what the shape is that we change the eye to. So the shape that we were using before was a very simple shape, and it changes the focus from, let's say you're short-sighted and you're focused at, 6 inches from your eye, but you can't see beyond that. In traditional laser eye surgery would change the shape of the cornea so that instead of being focused at 6 inches, you're focused at 100 meters. But that's from one point to another point. What we're doing is changing the shape in a graduated way so that instead of being focused only at a point, you're focused over a range of points, a range of distances. And what we arrange for is for one eye, usually the master eye, the dominant eye, to be focused from infinity all the way down to about, let's say, a meter, and the other eye focused from about 2 meters down to 33 centimeters.
How on earth did you come up with this scientific development? It's amazing.
It is really clever, but I'm not going to take... it's one of these things where it was serendipity. It came out of another thing that I was doing. And I guess the credit comes from having noticed it and thought, wait a minute, I can use that for something else. What happened was that at the end of the 90s, laser eye surgery started at the beginning of the 90s. It was based on a procedure that started in the 50s. The laser was introduced in 1990. By the end of the 1990s, we had done a lot of laser eye surgery without realizing that we were actually pretty much making people's night vision quite bad. And so at the end of the 90s, one of the biggest challenges to those of us who were in the field was, what do we do about these patients who we've made it difficult for them to drive at night? And the research that I was doing at the time in that area led me to discover that if you improved the night vision, you didn't have to reduce the parameters that were damaging the night vision to zero. That if you reduced them by 25%, the night vision recovered 100%.
Now, I've got a list of your qualifications here, and they take up half a page of A4 paper. I couldn't even begin to understand completely what you do, obviously.
Well,
but could you take this surgery...
Or me, what you do.
I don't know about that. But could you take this surgery one step further and perhaps, in the future, come up with a cure for blindness?
Well, it depends how we define blindness. Let's define it in the lightest sense. In the lightest sense, someone who is a minus 3, someone who is a minus 2, so very low myopia, without glasses, they're technically blind by WHO world definitions, without glasses. Now, of course, they put the glasses on, they can see. And I think what you're referring to, of course, is someone who can't see light.
Well, let's take a chap who kindly called the show the other day when we were doing Ring and Buy, and he said, I'm going to be losing my sight because I'm diabetic. Would you be able to help him in the future?
Not me, because that's not my area of expertise. That would be, I'd have to have more qualifications to be able to do that. But and I've got enough, right? No, that is the realm of a different kind of eye specialist who deals with problems at the back of the eye. Diabetics, unfortunately, because of the way that the sugar metabolism is altered, they get abnormal vasculature problems, and that happens in the kidney. It happens in a lot of organs. One of them is the eye, and unfortunately, the vessels that they produce become very frail, and they can bleed. And internal bleeding in the eye leads to scarring, and the scarring pulls things off and tears things. So diabetic retinopathy is, it's quite a serious condition. And there are retina specialists who devote their entire lives to this kind of problem, just like I do to my kind of problem. Can we replace the retina if it's damaged by diabetes? Well, there are now the earliest trials now on microchips that are implanted at the back of the eye, which can detect light energy, photons,